Welcome to Metagame. This is the
Sneakers and
semi-weekly stream where those of us who are working on Jump Rangers play Jump Rangers for your entertainment. Uh, I'm Tennyson Stead. I'm the creator of Jump Rangers. This is Federico. Federico is
Hello.
Federico is our lead concept designer. He's our artistic director. And Ippy Looney is the love of my life and a voice actor who is going to be bringing many of these characters to life
Hello.
as we develop them into animation and other media, the video games, and so on and so forth. So Federico.
What I do.
So, and there's other people who will be joining us on the stream at various points and times who will not be regulars on the show, but who will be present. Lucinda Bruce, our producer, will be joining us at some point. Not this week because Lucinda's been ill. Dan Hegarty, our composer, will be joining us at some point as well. And I jumped right into the stream because Federico was just talking about how he likes to keep the book open when we're playing. I am working on, so I have 3 streams right now for Jump Rangers. One is where I read from the novel that I'm writing, and I edit it on stream. That's called Ranger Stories. That's on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific. And at Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, we have a stream where we write adventures and basically other micro expansions for Jump Rangers, the tabletop role-playing game, which get published as data deck files through the $5 subscription on Patreon. The one that I'm working on right now is taking a couple weeks to finish, and it's an adventure. It's a one-shot adventure, although not a one-shot for this crew right here, because we move slow and we have short sessions. But it's a one-shot adventure involving some lore-heavy material that I think I'm going to need to include in the core book. So I think actually when the core book gets released, it's going to have 3 adventures in it rather than 1. 2 of them are going to be theoretically one-shot adventures, and the third one will be the one that we're playing right now, which is called First Contact. But this one-shot adventure is something that I think is going to have a big impact on Jump Rangers lore, so I want to have it in the core book, and I'm probably going to play test it next once we finish this adventure that we're playing right now. So I just wanted to mention that because I think there's a lot of material to go through that's been written. There's a lot of adventures for the Jump Rangers game that exist right now. I would say there's enough adventures to where it's comparable to basically any other widely published tabletop game apart from Dungeons and Dragons. In terms of how much content has been written for it, but this one is one that I want to make sure that I get locked down, so we'll be playing that pretty soon. It's called Dark Matter, and it is, I don't want to spoil too much, but one of the things that happens in the Undersore Alliance, which is the next big adventure after this one, is that jump drives start getting democratized. One of the core interesting features of Jump Rangers is that people don't have space travel of our own, interstellar travel. We have to steal it from the Saurians and the Loom. And that started getting broken up pretty early in the development process. It made sense in terms of the plot, and I didn't want to stop that from happening, but I wanted to explore options of limiting it or dealing with it in other ways, dealing with the limitations on it in other ways. And I've got a way of doing that, which I think is going to be very true to life and something that brings the themes of our abuse of our environment out in Jump Rangers in a very real way in terms of how it manifests politically and how people address environmental concerns. I think that there's going to be a real parallel for kids between how the adults in Jump Rangers are dealing with their problems and how the adults in this world are dealing with their problems. And I think that is fast. I think that's important. I think it's going to be really cool to explore it. So we will get into this. Speaking of books, it's been on my mind. I know what story we're doing next. I thought I would mention it. I'm excited. And if anybody wants to see what the story's about before Federico and Ippy Looney get exposed to it, you should check out the last 2 sessions of the mission files on the Jump Rangers YouTube or the Jump Rangers Twitch. And you'll get some spoilers. You'll get a little glimpse of what's in store. But that's in the future. This is today. And today, our heroes, Sneakers and Clyde, have managed to sneak themselves aboard a Saurian mothership finally. Just they two Jump Rangers disguised as an Undersoar technician.
Yeah.
They managed to creep aboard the.
We totally Chippendaled it.
You did. You got on board
And,
the Mothership Menacing. You found a little nook over by the trash airlocks, and my question for you is there anything you wanted to do on the mothership? I know you snooped around in the garbage and you found an Undersoar what you call it, disruptor pistol of dubious quality.
rifle, no?
No, it's a handgun. It's a Undersoar handgun.
It's a handgun. And it's a perfectly one.
Yeah.
So I'm super proud because it's a perfectly fit
right.
and working.
Right. So,
Well,
although Clyde is not as convinced as to the good condition of this Undersoar disruptor as you are.
no, he's super proud because he's super proud. He's a 12 years old after all, even being a ranger. So.
Yeah,
of course.
You are a 12-year-old.
So, was there anything else that, I mean, this is going to be a 2-week trip. You've got your ration pods. You can hunker down and wait it out. That's.
I think we should try to look for first other humans.
Okay. All right. So
we should get some intel.
That's a good idea
too. If we can.
Sure. Absolutely. So
intel.
Intelligence, information about what.
Yes, get intel, of course. Yeah. Sure.
Now,
I want to learn more because that's like my thing is learning about them. So.
Yep. So, typically any humans would be living closer to the Undersoar quarters, right? They tend to separate the environment that the Rexors live in, which are the giant telepathic Tyrannosaurus Rexes that run the Saurian horde, from where the Undersoars live. And it's easier for humans to get away with living when it's not so close to the Rexors, because the Undersoars take great pains to keep Rexor quarters very clean. They don't want to get punished for having them dirty, so they're very careful. Undersoars don't usually have as much time left in the day when they're done working for the Rexors, so it's easier to get away with living in a place like the trash airlocks, and you're behind the wall of the trash airlocks now. So if you wanted to look for other humans, you'd be looking in around this area. If you wanted to spy on the Rexors, then you would need to find a way into the ventilation shafts of the Rexor quarters and make sure that no one smells you. And that's going to be, the bridge is a big environment, usually with 2 or 3 Rexors working and a whole bunch of Undersoars attending them. And there's control panels within reach of their tiny little dinosaur arms. And they have space to move around. It's all built to accommodate the Rexors, and the Undersoars just kind of have to make do with that space. So you're not going to have easy access to the control panels because they're going to be far away from the vents and things like that. But you can get up in the ceiling and probably spy on them if you can mask your scent. Lizards do have a very keen...
We have your outfit yet, right?
You still have your technician outfit, yes.
Let's try that trick again.
We could cut it in half and wrap in it, and then we're gonna smell like
Undersoars. That's true.
Right?
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
Oh, that's interesting. I never thought about it.
So is that what you want to do? You want to try and wrap yourselves in the fabric from the suit that you stole, use it to mask your scent, and go crawling around in the vents?
I think it's our best bet.
Okay. All right.
What do you? Well, what's What's Sneakers? He's the sneaky one. Like, what's he think?
What you think, Sneakers?
Yeah, I think there's nobody around here beside us. So let's sneak them. You are right. Uh,
All right, so we're gonna take a
I'm
look at
thinking about.
Clyde's character sheet here because, and just to be clear, Ippy Looney is blind, so I will be managing Clyde's character sheet. You will be what's the word? Witnesses to whether or not I am tampering with the rolls. So one of the things that we learned last week is that there's two ways. So this is a preparation roll for sneaking, right? One of the things that we learned last week is that there's two ways to really pad your rolls in this game. One is through preparation, and one is through teamwork. So, Clyde, do you want to help Ippy Looney? Do you want to help? Sneakers, do you want to help Clyde take this suit apart and kind of disguise your scents using the fabric from the suit? Do you want to be a part of this process? Okay.
Sure, my mind is 4, but
We don't need your mind dice. We need Ippy Looney's mind dice because Clyde is the one doing this work. But what we're going to do is we're going to have you bring your virtues and skills to the table as soon as Ippy Looney is done. So you're going to have 3 dice to roll, Clyde, because Sneakers is helping you, and that makes things a little more complicated. So we'll take this die, put it back. We've got 3 dice here. One of them is Ippy. Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, I can.
Well.
Oh, now I can.
So we have Ippy Looney's favorite die right here. We have Ippy Looney's gay die right here. And we have Ippy Looney's Tiffany die right here. 3 dice. All of them extremely lucky. Ippy Looney, I'm gonna allow basic training. I'm gonna allow spycraft. I'm gonna allow stealth, and I'm gonna. What's that?
Not sassy.
You think this isn't so sassy? You're trying not to be sassy.
I am going to be so sassy and fashion forward in this.
All right. Well, if you're trying to do it in a fashionable way, then I will allow sassy. So, basic training, spycraft, stealth, Saurian horde, and sassy. That's 5. Federico, you also have basic training. That's 6.
yeah,
What else you got?
I have stealth
7.
4, and navigation
Nope.
on shields.
That's gonna come. This is a preparation roll for your sneaking, so that will come. That will come next. So we're at 7 now. Do you have anything else that applies? You are tricky, if I recall.
Yeah.
So. All right. So, is there anything else on your character sheet, Federico, that might apply to this situation?
No, don't think so.
So we have 8 items that apply to this. And we only can have a target of 7 or lower. So the 8th item becomes an automatic victory on the roll. It's going to be very hard to fail this roll, although there's only so many victories we can get out of it. All of these victories will apply as automatic victories to the next roll, which will be the sneak roll to get in. So that's what we're doing here. We're preparing to sneak into the mission control center of the Mothership Menacing. So let's see how we did. We have a very bad roll, but because of all of the preparation that's gone into it, it's a success. So everything 7 and lower is a victory. We didn't get any 8s. We have a 6, a 7, and a 7, plus the automatic victory that we had before. That's 4 victories. All right? Now, the two of you are going to sneak into the Mothership Menacing's control room through the air vents. This is a sneak roll. You both have 4 automatic and you're not going to be showing off your fashion, are you?
I know.
Okay. I see. So now we're going to have both of you make separate rolls. This is going to be a body roll, so 3 dice again for Ipiluni, and we'll do that roll here. Federico will have you do your roll after, and you get 4 automatic victories to this roll. The thing we do not, because you just got 4 automatic victories to prepare. So your chances are good, but you can go wrong, as always in Jump Rangers. There's possibility for disaster. We like to keep that alive in the rules. So Ipiluni, you have a body of 3. Basic training, spycraft, and stealth, and Saurian horde, and quick. So that's 5 and lower. Is there anything else you think I should be adding to this, Ipiluni? This is not sassy. You are not being sassy.
No.
Okay. All right. Here we go. We got 5 victories total. Because we got an 8, a 5, and a 5. The target number was 5. So one of those victories applies. Let me just take a quick look and see what the difficulty on this should be. 5 is gutsy. I'm going to allow it. This is a gutsy move. You made it. So Federico, I'm going to need to see 5 victories from you as well. What do you have to roll for? What do you have to roll for body?
For body, I have basic training. Stealth.
Stealth. Yep, basic training and stealth. That's 2.
Another athletic, of course, 3.
3. Yep, absolutely. Is that
so it's 5, no?
Yeah, how many dice do you have?
I have 5.
You have 5 dice. Target number of 3. You have 4 automatic victories on this roll because you prepared and you got 4 victories on your preparation. So
yeah, but my target is 5 to up, right?
You need 5 victories, including the 4 automatic victories that you have.
But you just need 1.
You need 1, but you have a target number of 3 because you said basic training, stealth, and.
Oh yeah, 3 to up. No.
What else? What else do you have? I know you're tricky. This is a tricky thing, so I'm going to allow it tricky because you're sneaking around. Basic training, stealth.
You got the sneak.
Yep. Tricky. What? Add Saurian starships. You have Saurian starships.
Is he strong?
Yeah, as a 12 years old can be, but he has 5, so he's very fit.
That's where you get those dice from. But my question is, what do you have in virtues and training that can help you with this? You have basic training.
As I said, basic training. He's a virtue. He's athletic as a virtue.
2.
And stealth.
3.
Stealthily.
And you're tricky.
Yes, I'm a tricky as a
virtue.
Yes.
So that's 4.
But doesn't he? What trainings do you have?
I think he has Saurian.
Do you have Saurian? So that would be 1 too.
Yes, I have on ships. So
you're sneaking around a Saurian starship. We're sneaking in
a ship. We definitely need that one.
So of course. So what? But what is my target number?
Because of all those things, you're rolling 5 and under because of all the things you just said.
Okay. It's 5 and under.
Yep, on 5 dice, 5 and under, and you need 5 victories, but you already have 4.
You only need 1 victory.
I got 2 victories, so
you made
2
it.
8.
Right. Oh, you got 2 victories and oh no!
2 8.
Wait, so that's zeros. Unless you're
And
re-rolling.
166 doesn't is not a victory.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, doesn't he? If you had a 1, you get to roll again.
Did you get any ones?
No, I don't have
No,
any
he got
one.
2 5s, 2 8s, and a 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Okay. So the two of you are crawling through the vents. You're making your way out of the undersore chambers. No problem. You make your way up into the higher parts of the bell of this massive space jellyfish that you're crawling around in, until eventually you find your way into the cleaner smelling air of the undersore quarters. And there's ladders and things for undersores to crawl around in. They don't use ladders the way that we do. They usually have like foot pegs and hand pegs embedded in the walls, but you're using them. And tying yourselves off and winching yourselves up through the air vents and all kinds of things, kind of like a climbing team. And you're almost directly over the commander of this ship. There's a total of, let's see, I can actually tell you, so just give me 1 sec. But there's more than one Rexor on the bridge here. There are. This is the file I'm looking for. Let me just scroll down here to the very bottom. Yep, we have 3 Rexors on the bridge.
Wow.
2 warlords and a tyrant. One Rexor kind of commander, and 2. Yep, they're arguing with each other, snarling, and as you're creeping up over to the air vent, you realize you haven't secured your winch, and it falls off of the hook. You don't fall, you're on the floor, but it clatters down the vent behind you, still connected to it. Makes a loud clang, 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 and then scrape, and all of a sudden, the Rexors freeze, all 3 of them. The 2 warlords breathe in with their big, flaring nostrils. What do you do with this? So first of all, they don't necessarily know that you're there, but they're looking for something. They're looking for the source of the sound. So the first thing that we're going to do is roll initiative to see who figures out what first. Okay? So I want everybody to...
It wouldn't, because it fell behind us, so it's not going to be where we are.
No, but it calls attention to the fact that something's in the ceiling.
Yeah, but not close enough to us if it fell down.
They're going to start... So
if we're really still, they're not going to know.
Yeah, we have to get quiet.
You can either try
make us stealth roll now to get really quiet, because you don't have scent of humans, because we are disguised. So this might be maybe a bonus to the test.
You have 2 options here that I can see. You also have a flying squirrel. Don't forget that you have, what is it, Francis? Francis the flying squirrel. This could be Francis's moment to shine. But that's up to you. So I'm going to let you 2 decide, but the first thing we need to do is figure out whether you get to go first or whether the Rexors get to go first. So we're going to...
Francis is going to be like a fruit fly to them.
Yeah, but he could make a sound. He would explain where the sound came from. So here's what. There's 3 kinds of combat rolls. Combat rolls are initiative, damage, and endurance checks. Endurance is soaking damage. When you roll these, you get to roll mind or spirit, whichever is higher. In this case, Clyde has 4 in both. You're looking for 4 and under. 1, 2. So we got a 3, 2 2s, and a 6. So Clyde has a 3 initiative. All right. Federico, you get to roll 4 and under. I mean, you get to roll 4 and under. You get to roll your mind or your spirit, whichever one is bigger.
Mind.
Okay, roll it.
Mind 4.
Mind 4. Now, unfortunately, Rexors are very psychic, and certainly smarter than people. So we're going to see how the Rexors fare here, but it's probably going to be pretty good. Being silent might be your only option here. We'll see how this goes. All right. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to take these dice. So we're going to switch over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You got 5, Federico, you said? That's good. 1. Oh, that one's canceled out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Rexor Warlord just beats you and starts to sniff around, extend his senses to see if he can figure out what's going on this.
Let's describe a little bit more to the room, the space that we are.
So you are looking. Yep. So the vent that you are hiding behind is more fan-shaped than a human vent. It's more like a turbine that's shut off at the moment. There's air rushing past you. It's a cylindrical chamber. It's a cylindrical air vent, and air is rushing through it. You are over a somewhat curved. Rexors like cylindrical spaces to run in as much as possible because they're kind of like they're fast. And they like to bank on turns and things. They don't like to slow down. So when there's hallways and things for Rexors to use inside the motherships, they tend to be graded all the way around so that their big talons can clamp onto any surface and they can just haul themselves through at high speed at all times. So even in big rooms like this, there's not as much of a distinction between the floor and the walls, and it tends to be a graded sort of surface that's very easy for their talons to latch onto. And it also makes it easy for undersword technicians to climb up and around when necessary and reach things or fix things or help the Rexors do things. So you are in almost a cylindrical vent that's creating a little bit of a texture along the upper edge of one of these massive chambers. This particular chamber has control surfaces that are rising up out of the floor so the Rexors can reach the very... This is a this room is about 2 stories tall. It's or maybe even 3. It's big enough for a Tyrannosaurus Rex to stand up very comfortably. And to reach things, there's control surfaces on many of the walls. There's control surfaces.
They can reach us from there?
They probably can't, but Undersaurus could climb up the wall and get into the vent because the whole thing is made of grates, and Undersaurus are very good climbers. So it would be very possible for the Undersaurs in this room. There's probably about... let's just roll a d8.
I just said there was only 3 of them in there.
Rexors. I said Rexors. So there's 5 Undersaurs attending to the Rexors.
Okay, that information would have been helpful when you told us there was 3 dinosaurs in the room.
Rexors. 3 Rexors.
Well, 3 of them though.
Yes.
You said there was 3. There isn't 3. There's 8.
I see.
That would have been helpful.
We should have a nuke, a pocket nuke.
So So okay, let's see if this warlord figures out where you are. Let's see. So this is going to be a mind roll. 2, 3, 4. We're going to switch over here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. I want you guys to roll to hide. Okay? And then, in fact, we're going to do Ipiluni's roll first. It's a mind roll. Or is it to keep very quiet? Would you say it's body, mind, or spirit? How are you trying to keep quiet? Are you willing yourself to be quiet? Are you just trying to control your breathing? Exactly what are you doing?
I think it's more like stillness.
Okay. So I'm going to let Ipiluni roll spirit for this. That's 4 dice. And you can depending on how you want to approach this, I'll have you describe it in a second, okay? But this is 4 dice. You get automatically 4 victories because you're so well disguised, right? And you're not being sassy here, so you have a target of 4. Okay, Ipiluni, you've got basic training, spycraft, stealth, and Saurian horde. You absolutely just get the 4 victories. That's what you get. All right. Federico, how are you going to handle this? What exactly? Describe to me what you're doing to be still.
I'm trying not to desperate, so I'm using mine to try to stay focused
Okay.
and try to clear my mind because I know that they can sense my fear in a way by
Okay.
previous experience.
Okay.
And so, and well, I don't know. I could use my body to just stay quiet, but just it's not this. It's the mindset thing.
Okay. So your mind is 4.
Oh yeah.
You have 4 dice. Tell me what's on your character sheet to help you with this.
Oh, I think tricky and confident. Confident for not to panic the situation.
Yep.
Tricky, I wouldn't say, but he's stealthy, naturally stealthy.
Stealthy
So
for sure.
Yep. Stealth for sure.
and,
Basic training always. Basic training always.
remember the training. Remember the training. Remember
Yep.
the training always. So that's 3.
Tricky. Don't forget tricky.
He said he doesn't think this
tricky.
is.
I don't think it's tricky because it's a
trick,
mess.
right? You gotta. It's
He's
all...
feeling guilty because he slipped the tool. He's not
Okay.
feeling tricky at all.
Okay. What else you got?
And that's it. Stealth, okay. Improvising. Yes, improvising. This is an unexpected
That's 4.
situation.
Yep. And I will allow Saurian starships as well, so that's 5.
Okay.
4 dice into 5. Tell me what you get.
1 1.
Okay.
3 5 6.
Okay.
That's
1 1 3 5 6. So 1
no
1.
1.
Okay.
Just 1.
Okay.
1 3 5 6.
3.
So
I reroll the 1.
Yep. Reroll the 1. Don't worry if it's an 8. It doesn't matter on the rerolls.
2.
So that's you got 8. You got 8 victories, and Clyde got 4. So here we go. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 8,
I got
9,
4 on top
10.
of the 5, right?
You didn't. That was your target. You got 6 6 6 7. You got 6s and 7s. You had a target of 4, and you got 5 6 and 7s. You just have the 4 victories, Ipiluni.
Okay.
All right.
That's why I have Francis.
Francis is your backup plan. So the warlord sniffs the air and looks right up to the vent. Roll initiative. Everybody roll your mind or your spirit.
Uh-oh.
Target of 4. To see who gets to go first. Don't bother, the warlord botched. The Warlord botched their initiative roll. So you guys are fine. What do you want to do right now? The Warlord is looking right at the vent that you're hiding behind.
But can he see us?
You don't know. It's dark in here. You hope not.
No, we can. I have to mind control right now because we can't do anything. If we attack them, they are 7.
He hasn't
3.
ordered the underswords to go up there just yet. He's just looking. Is anybody going to do anything brilliant? I'm going to count down from 5, 4.
A distraction away.
Okay, what kind of distraction are you going to throw away? What do you have?
His gun.
Oh,
No.
No, that's okay. That was your first answer. So go ahead.
No, I didn't ask.
You don't have time to think right now. That's an answer. Okay? This is great. So go ahead.
Dinosaur gun.
Yep. All right. So you throw it up ahead into the air vent as far as you can?
So yeah, the one that goes down. So it goes dink 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 down, like tink 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 tink.
Okay. All right.
And then they can go search and they're going to find their own gun.
Yep. Absolutely.
Go. Okay.
It's smart.
It's a little
smart.
You're right. I think you are right, probably. I think you are right, probably.
It's their technology, so they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's just us."
No, you're totally right. Sneakers got found of the weapon, but okay, there we go. Oh, well, that's it.
All right.
Didn't tucked it.
Take
Sorry.
it. Take it.
You take the weapon. You throw it down behind you. So we're just gonna take this die right here to see how stable, how well this weapon takes the landing. 6. So that's a combat roll of 4. So that's a victory. We're gonna go ahead and do 2 dice of damage to the weapon. All right. So the weapon goes clank, 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 dunk, and lands at the bottom of the vent that you came up. And the Warlord immediately looks over and growls something in Saurian, and 2 of the Undersoar technicians go over to investigate. They head over to an access panel down on the floor. And the 2 of you lie very, very still and very quietly. Ipiluni, I can't hear you.
Can we go up?
I was mouthing very, very still.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
That's why you didn't hear me.
That makes sense. What's that, Federico?
I'm looking for another exit from there.
You can keep going ahead through the vents, or you can just lie in wait and see if...
Because we're just trying to get intel, so we want them to chill and start talking.
Okay. So, this is an attempt to... Okay, so we'll go ahead. They're distracted now. Both of you go ahead and make one more sneak roll. Ipiluni, I'm going to roll your 4 dice. Okay? And we're going to see how well you...
But we haven't moved.
You haven't moved, but you're trying to be more quiet, less interesting, you're trying to draw less attention than the distraction that you've caused. You see what I'm saying? That's the goal here.
I'm cool. 3 success plus 1. Plus a 1.
Did you re-roll your 1?
2 success. Also 2 success.
Okay, great. So you got 4 total.
4 success.
Plus the 4 that
plus
you already
the 1.
had.
Plus the 1. Yeah.
Plus the 4 that you already had for your disguise. So Ipiluni, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ipiluni, you have 7.
You didn't show the desk.
Yeah, I did. I snapped over real quick.
Oh, I keep forgetting about the delay.
I understand.
I'm watching to see my dice, and you're telling me what I got before I even see it.
I see. I see. Well, that's because there's a delay on the broadcast. That's the reason
Yeah,
that's happening.
that's amazing.
So you remain hidden. The undersword technicians pull the steaming piece of weaponry out of the vent, and it obviously looks like it's about to explode at any moment. They panic. They pack it into. They pack it into a like a hazmat box, and then another undersword technician carries the box off towards the trash vent so they can blow it out into space. And as you sit there and watch, the tyrant, the Rexor tyrant, screams at the two underswords who pulled this blaster out of the vent, obviously punishing them for the fact that it was in there to begin with. And then at the end of the tyrant's rant, it eats them.
Eats them.
Why?
Once the underswords have been eaten,
let's have dino snackies.
Yep. Yeah. This tyrant's having dino nuggies.
Yeah, and we are watching everything to put on YouTube later.
Yeah, what's
the YouTube of the Rangers tube later.
Yep, you're gonna have horrible bosses. What? The horrible bosses reality show. You guys have the hidden camera, and you sit there and you watch.
Bosses.
Yep, and you sit
the
and watch
boss
this
show.
So as soon as the tyrant finishes eating and tearing up the two technicians who probably had nothing to do with this weapon getting in there in the first place.
They didn't. We brought it.
Yep. The
you know what I do?
What's that?
I was on my really on my mind because I have a lot of success on the mind control, not panic.
Mm-hmm.
I have to have a full scan of, if is that possible, of the guys who survived.
You want to know if the undersword could possibly have survived this?
No, the ones that survived that wasn't not eating just by luck.
Of them. There was 5, so now there's 3.
The 3 ones. I want to mark them.
Oh, I see. You want to
put like a data. Someone that
Okay. So how are you going to mark them? You just want to try and get a
video, my tools.
Okay, you just want to make sure that you record enough features so you could recognize them later. Is what you're saying? You want to make
video. I won't remember my video. The tools that I have are available.
Okay, you can catch video in your little data pad, so you record them. Give me one quick sec because I need to. You're about to start pulling intel out of these characters, so let me bring up the place where I have that hid. Give me one moment here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see here. Okay. Yep. Okay. So. Is anybody trying to take apart the language that these underswords and Rexors are using on the bridge? Is anybody trying to listen in? Does anybody think they speak enough Saurian to piece together what's actually going on down here?
We record it? Do we have anything to record it?
You can record on your data pads. You can record on your data pads.
We are recording everything we are hearing all the time.
Okay. So
our feed is being recorded.
Okay.
The time is being documented because it's all data. We are spied right now. No.
Okay. All right.
I'm aiding my Epilodes to spy because she is the spy, but I'm as Ranger. Well. Yeah.
All right. All right. So you spend the day doing that. Eventually, it gets to the point where you're going to have to eat. You're going to have to use the bathroom. You don't want to do that here because the smells will attract attention. So once
Have to go back.
you go back to the trash depot and you start poring over the information that you've gathered, okay? Now, it's going to be easier, obviously, to break down. You have about a week and a half before you get where you're going, so you're going to have plenty of time to sit down and look over this stuff. Ippy Looney, do you want to be the one to pour over the data and see what you've actually come up with? Okay. So that's a mind roll. I put all your dice back in the thing. We're just going to grab 4 dice. We're going to be a little more willy-nilly than you might appreciate, but you're just going to trust me here. Okay, here we go. 4 dice. Now, the stuff on your character sheet includes basic training, spycraft, stealth, Saurian horde, quick, and sassy. I'm seeing basic training, spycraft, stealth, and Saurian horde.
Okay.
Federico, do you want to add anything to this roll?
Knowledge my knowledge on ships. Special
Yep.
knowledge on ships.
Yep, I will allow that. Basic training always. Basic training always.
Yeah.
So that's 5, 6. I'll say this is tricky. You're figuring things out that you're not supposed to know. 7. So 3 into a target of 7. 3 victories. It's hard to figure out, and you guys spend the better part of 2 weeks poring over the videos that you've collected, poring over what these lizards are talking about. You do manage to pull out a couple of important pieces of information. This mothership has definitely been pulled off of its standard route. Okay? This is the mothership of a minor Saurian house called House Creech.
Oh.
House Creech is always trying to find new opportunities, new business opportunities, and then having those business opportunities pried away from them by larger, more bullying Saurian houses. And it's made them angry and it's made them bitter. So they take bigger and bigger risks. They're always trying to find something. Okay? Saurian scouts, undersoars that they basically shove into spaceships and just send out into space to find interesting stuff, have turned up reports. You don't know what's on those reports because it's all very technical and your Saurian isn't that good. Okay, you've been trying to figure out where you're going and what you're going to find when you get there. You haven't been able to do that. But undersource scouts have found something unlike anything House Creech has ever seen before. And they have decided that this is the opportunity, that colonizing the planet where these things were found is going to make them a major house, and it's going to give them power on Soros. It's going to finally accomplish everything that they've been trying to accomplish. This mothership isn't going to planet Battleground.
I hope it's go to a planet that has human settlements, or
Nope.
we are kind of screwed.
Where are we? Where are we going then? Where?
It's called
Where?
Planet Rock. It is uncolonized. This mothership has all the resources that they need to build a colony on Planet Rock. So House Creech is going to try and colonize Planet Rock with this settlement, with this mothership, and build a platform, an ability to defend the planet, and basically set themselves up to harvest the resources that their scouts have discovered. And then start shipping those resources back. So this mothership is going to a planet that nobody in human space has ever seen before. you will be the first humans on this planet. And the Rexors on this mothership will be the first Rexors on this planet. The only beings on this planet, as far as the Saurians are concerned, are a squad of 8 Undersource scouts right now that have set up a small scouting base camp out of a Wyvern scout ship. That's the only presence that.
And that's where we're headed.
That's where you're headed. You're going to go set up a colony. Now, obviously, this isn't the mission that you were sent on by Admiral Paxis, or by Commander Paxis, excuse me. But because Commander Paxis has a brother named Admiral Paxis, that's who you were going to bring the technology to. But this is the first time anyone from human space has encountered this planet, so it could be very important that you take advantage of the opportunity in front of you. There is also the other.
We have to build some kind of vehicle, something like this. We are just us 2 kids.
So we know nothing about Planet Rock, just that we're heading there.
Just that you're heading there. You know that
like
it's,
we don't know if it's breathable. We don't know anything.
Well, okay. I'm gonna have you make a mind roll to see if you can figure this out. You're gonna. Now you're asking questions, so we'll see if you can come up with answers to those questions. Okay. So here's 4 yellow dice. You have 4 in mind, and again, target of 4. Because basic training, spycraft, stealth, and Saurian horde. Sound good? Okay. Well,
5577.
that was 5588, or no, it was 5188. But we got a second one, so the 8s have been canceled out. You have no victories, but it's not a botch. So no, you don't know anything about Planet Rock, other than they're calling it Planet Rock.
I took 5577.
Oh, you did. Okay. What was your target was 4, right? Was it also 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing.
No sources.
Nope. You can't pull any more information
It's
out.
0.
We just know that we are not going to our destination.
Nope, you're not.
No,
This mothership is taking a detour. A big one. This mothership is not going where you thought it was going. And
we have to reach some kind of. We have to reach their printer if they have one. This is Sneakers talking.
What do you need?
We have to reach their things.
Well, we have to get. Do we have to get? We have to get word back to somebody that we're going somewhere else.
This is part of being a Jump Ranger. There's no way to get word to if you take an extra 2 months to get where you're going. That's what it takes. This is part.
Wonderful. That's great. That's great. Okay.
There's no.
First.
You are.
So we are now explorers, exploring a new world.
Yep. This one of the things the Jump Rangers
colonizing
do.
It.
No.
Because that's a no.
Nope. The Saurians are trying to colonize
Don't do it.
That's right. Well, you don't know if it's habitable yet. Ippy Looney knows this mission pretty well, so Ippy Looney has thoughts.
I know who we're gonna meet, and I'm super excited. He's one of my favorite characters.
Spoiler.
I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to ruin it.
You're not gonna give any spoilers.
I know where we're headed.
Okay.
No, but he's cute.
In the end, he dies in the end.
I really can't wait to be his voice. He's one of the voices I'm looking forward to being voice actor for. So I'm really excited.
Well, this is probably an opportune time to stop. If we keep going, we're going to be playing for at least another hour. I know Federico's been running around like a madman today. I myself...
I'm thinking about we have to look for a printer of them, if you can hack it and build some kind of resource for us. Like, a self-building house, something like this, so we
You
What
can.
can
are we?
have a
Next
base
time we're
there on
gonna have
that
to figure
planet.
out food. Next time we're gonna have to figure
And
out food because
food
we only
and
had enough
food and
food
You
to go
you
food,
to
don't need to
water,
the.
worry. You
everything,
don't need to worry about food.
supplies.
You don't need to worry about food or supplies. Okay. This is so. In terms of your suits, as long as you can find a place to open up your suit once a day, or you don't even need to open it up, but as long as you can find a place to recharge out of your
They are
oxygenator, you have plenty of
free men.
power. And your food pack harvests whatever's in the environment and
uh,
filters it for anything that your body can consume. So there's a little water pouch in your food pack, and there's a little food pouch in your food pack that's kind of grown from resources in whatever environment you happen to be in. So it will filter out all the bad stuff and just pull things in that you can use. So once a day, you get a meal. It's not necessarily, it tastes terrible most of the time. It's going to be harvested from dead saurian skin mostly. You know what I mean? It's gross, but it will keep you alive. And the water
Right.
is,
Good. Good. Okay.
so you don't need to panic.
I'm cool.
Your Jump Rangers are always prepared.
uh-huh.
Your jumpsuit has everything that you need to survive for
Yeah,
unless the environment is exceedingly hostile. Now, you're right to be concerned when exiting on a new hostile planet. You should find out what those environmental conditions are like. Clyde has multi goggles, so Clyde, you're going to be able to see. You're going to be able to see extreme heat, extreme cold. If there's radiation, you'll be able to detect all of those things. So anything that's an immediate threat, if you use your multi goggles, so there's no need to be so you've already prepared. This is not you don't this is not Star Citizen. You don't have to go buy ammo. It's okay.
it's easier. It's easier than this game.
The challenges are the challenges you get
This
yourself
setting.
into. The challenges of Jump Rangers are the challenges you get yourself into, not necessarily the challenges that exist just because you
Uh,
need to breathe. You know what I mean?
okay, there's a point here. My character wants to build some kind of like have cycles, something like this to scout the terrain. We need transport there, and the only place that we can afford this is inside the ship.
Okay.
We could try to hack a printer. They might have something like this.
They might. It's going to be tricky. I think that it's possible that you're forgetting that you're on a mothership.
Yeah.
So they have a number of different vehicles, and it's going to be easier for you just to steal one
Okay, that's another
than
idea.
than it is to
Good.
print one and then steal it.
Uh-huh.
You
No, I
still need to
found
get it.
pretty because they have the vehicles that they have might be tagged and to the ID something like
Well,
this. No.
if you print one, it's going to automatically ID it and tag it anyway. If you print one, you're printing one of the ones that they use. So it's going to be you want to hack the vehicle. Now there's a couple of different options that you're going to have. And this is something for you to think about before we play in the next session because you can probably even prepare. We could get you guys prepared to steal this thing now if you
Yeah.
want. Okay.
This is the mindset. I try to sneak into the armory and into the garage of them and
Okay.
try to
Gun
see
back.
what we can sneak around with
Okay.
because
So-
we're gonna need for this new environment.
Yep.
And
So
there's the only way we can do is there.
Motherships have a number of different vehicles available to them. They all have space fighters. They have, in this case, 10 Dragon space fighters available to the mothership. There's going to be, what are they called? Hang on one sec. I gotta look it up. There's going to be basically hover sleds that undersoars use to get around on. They're called drakes. And the two of you could probably ride one of these together. They're like speeder bikes, except you lie down on them, much like you lie down to a dragon. Undersoars tend to ride and rest on their bellies. So it's a hover sled more than a bike. but there's going to be a fleet of drakes. There's going to be what's called turtles or drop ships.
Isn't this all the stuff we can? Never mind. I thought we were done.
Well, I was saying if there's nothing anybody really wants to do before we break, but if you're going to sneak in and hide in a spaceship for the next 2 weeks instead of hiding where you are, if you want to be able to just leave in the spaceship when the mothership exits the atmosphere, then that's what we'll do now. Unless you need to, do you want to get going, Epiluni? Is it time? Is it time to call it?
I can get to the spaceship. That's fine.
Okay.
I thought we were done, and then we just kept going, and
I see.
that my brain didn't. Brain didn't keep going. My brain shut off.
Okay.
And I'm like, why are we still talking?
I see. All right. So that's the answer to the question. But if you need to stop, just let me know. Why don't we stop here? We'll pick this up next week. And we'll get you off the ship next week. All right. But there are lots of ways off a Saurian mothership, and there are lots.
Welcome to neurodiversity.
Yes. Thank you to anybody who's watching. No, it's all right. It's quite all right. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for joining us, Federico. You and I will catch up at some point this week or next week. We should talk soon, but there's a lot going on. So if you don't hear from me, don't panic. I've got 2 back-to-back ghostwriting gigs, which is good.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Thank you to anybody who happens to be watching. Join me on Tuesday for the next episode of Ranger Stories at 5 p.m. Pacific time on Twitch. It'll be posted on YouTube. You can catch up on all the Ranger Stories on YouTube if you want to check it out. And come and visit me on Thursday at 5 p.m. for the work I'm doing on the next game we're going to run, because I'm really excited by this one. I think it's going to bring some depth to the Jump Rangers universe. And don't be a stranger, Ranger. Take care.
Don't be a